Yeah, welcome everyone to our discussion today. Today, I would like to reflect on the deaths that occurred in Borno State. I think it was on the 9th of this same month. May their souls rest in peace. Even I saw almost the same time, I saw a post by Atiku Abubakar where he was commiserating with the families of the victims. I even replied, because it is not right for us to continue to take advantage of the citizens when you know what is right to do, but you don't do it. It's even good now because himself is also seen as a victim. This time, let us hope that he's not also a part of the plan anyway. Maybe not. But actually, he may have thought that he will be the one this time. Maybe somewhere along the line, betrayal and one or two things came in. So now, the point is this. These things that are happening in Nigeria are the things that we allow to happen. This is just the truth. Because those of you at the end of affairs are not doing the right thing. That is why these things are happening. Take, for instance, these people actually waited until after the election before they attacked. So it is as if someone told them, and they were even already sure that this election was not going to be held after his governorship. So most of them wanted to give way for the presidential election. Then after the presidential election, they struck. So it was as if somebody told them, wait until after the election before you do anything. Make una wait, una no follow our hand, let election finish. So it is almost a kind of compelling to think that there is really something going on, because any state or any country where there is no corruption as much as it is in Nigeria, terrorists cannot dwell. Yes, terrorists cannot dwell, because these terrorists, these armed bandits, whatsoever they call them, they are not even better than our police force. In the real term, I'm not talking about the way they make us to see it. They are not better than our police. They are not better than our military. But our police and the military have their hands tied. They cannot work properly. This is the problem in Nigeria. And they know it. The Atiku Abubakar, the Muhammad Buhari, the Bola Tinubu, and a host of them. These things will continue to happen. And they will tell you that these people are in Sabisa Forest. Is Sabisa Forest a place that the Nigerian army cannot take on? The same Nigerian army that goes for peacekeeping missions all over the world. The same Nigerian army many years ago that was known as ECOMOG. But if you don't give them the right orders, there is nothing that they can do. Same as the police. Same as the police force. If you don't give them the go-ahead, they cannot work properly. Even there are a lot of members, officers in the police force that could know what to do as much as the military. But they cannot do it because they have to obey orders. Yes, they have to obey orders. That is why when I replied to the post by Atiku Abubakar, I, I replied and I suggested that until the Nigerian police force is independent, until the Nigerian military is independent, until the judiciary is independent, nothing can work in Nigeria. And all these things, if we are not ready to face them, if we are not ready to face the truth, forget about them. Just the same way he is even protesting now that he was rigged out of election. So let us just imagine, let's see him as a victim, that he was rigged out of election because the INEC chairman was taking orders from someone, which is, under normal circumstances, the INEC chairman is supposed to be independent, as it is named Independent National Electoral Commission or whatever they call it. He is supposed to be independent. So we need to think of, brainstorm a better way of appointing the INEC chairman, the Inspector General of Police, the Chief Justice of the Federation, and the Chief of Defense Staff. It is not enough for you to say to appoint the IG of Police. It is the Ministry of Police that will recommend. They will just recommend. Then the president will now ask the Senate. That's what they say, but it's not really like that. President will now ask the Senate. The Senate will say yes, okay. Then the president will now appoint the person as the Inspector General of Police. It's not supposed to be done that way. The Inspector General of Police is supposed to come through the Ministry of Defense or the Interior Ministry, whichever one, but with good scrutiny from the police force itself. Not someone just picking someone and say, I recommend this person. No. Recommendations are favors in Nigeria. Buhari can say, okay, give me one person that you know is loyal that we can work with. And that one will just say, okay, I recommend this person. Everything, the Nigerian politics is about loyalty. But if we have a standard way of appointing the INEC chairman, our elections will be secured. If we have a very, 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 very good way of appointing the Inspector General of Police, then we can be sure of security in Nigeria. The first Inspector General of Police that said no to police acting as bodyguards, security gates, houseboys, and all whatnot was removed as the Inspector General of Police because he said he wants to call all the police officers back to their barracks and wherever they should be. Whoever wants bodyguard or people to protect him or her should go and hire private securities. This is how it's supposed to be in developed countries. You cannot say because you are a millionaire or because you are a CEO or because you are an artist, you just pick 3 or 4 or 5 policemen to be guarding you. Because now you get Nigeria. Even the Nigeria that we are talking about, we don't even have up to 400,000 policemen. The number of policemen required in Nigeria is not even complete. These same policemen now will be shared to individuals. They only need to make a phone call, send me 10 policemen. Swiftly, it is done. By so doing, we are reducing the dignity of the police officers. Because overseas, what you see most times, I believe most of you, we are Nigerians, you watch stars in the United States, you watch millionaires, billionaires in the United States. If they want security, they are guarded by private securities, not the police force. The only time you see police is if they write an official request that there will be something like this for this period to this period, maybe for like 6 hours. They can write that they need the protection of the police because they're having, for instance, a protest, a gathering that they need the approval of the government to do. Then the government can decide to send police to guard everybody to ensure peace during that period. But not individuals parading the streets with police, escorting them up and down. Even mayors. So you see where we get it wrong in Nigeria. The same thing boils down to the military. The same way the chief of defense staff or the chief of army staff is appointed, they are appointed recklessly. So the president, through whatever, one ministry, I think it's the Ministry of Defense, they will say we recommend this person. Then they will just say the Senate need to look at it. Then the next thing, but they don't even pass through that process. This is just the truth. So we need to look for a better way. We even have Council of State, but the Council of State, who are they? The president is the chairman. The vice president is the vice chairman. Then you have other old politicians. Then you have state governors. Why? How? If everybody that are there are the same politicians, then what change are we expecting? Certainly none. So I keep on telling everyone, the problem in Nigeria will continue because we say the Judicial Council is political. If we really want to have an independent Chief Justice of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, we should allow the Nigerian Bar Association to play a very, very, very important role. Not only the president that is a member of the Judicial Council. The Chief Justice of the Federation should be selected among either the bar members, the entire bar members in Nigeria, in a country like Nigeria, let the entire bar member or the entire lawyers put into vote in a country like Nigeria. It is not enough to say this one give to Buhari then we now approve. Because that same person is coming from Buhari, not even those people that we hear of. Because all of those people, they are on payroll. That is why there is no justice in Nigeria. Now we have heard of the attack in Borno after the election. Before the election, they didn't attack. After the election, behold, this attack. So what do you think? Is it something that seems ordinary? Okay, take for instance, in a normal situation, after this attack, the police will investigate, they will try to arrest some people, and you know who is responsible, and you know that they were arrested. But in a country like Nigeria, no. The Sambisa forest is known by the Nigerian military, is known by the Nigerian government. There are a lot of government activities going on in the Sambisa forest. Yet they are telling us that the Boko Haram are in the Sambisa forest. Personally, I don't believe that the Boko Haram is in Sambisa forest. The Boko Haram could be living amongst us. Yes, this is the truth. After all, we have seen a leader of the Boko Haram that nobody has ever mentioned his originality, his origin, his parents. We don't know his friends. We don't know where he grew up and stuff like that. So my point is this. If we really want change in Nigeria, we must work for it. We must work for it. And we have to start by changing the law. I posted the section 1 of the 1999 Constitution, which also says that the president should abide by the Constitution. That is to say, even the president is not above the Constitution. But it is not like that in Nigeria. I just decided to post that session so that you can also read for yourself. That is the section 1 of the Nigerian Constitution. But it is not like that. That is why you see that nothing is working. Because the senators, the House of Rep members, the judiciary cannot function because of how they all came into power. So they cannot function. That is why even the National Assembly was locked the other day and parliament members were outside grumbling. They couldn't do anything. Did you ever hear anything? They couldn't do anything. They were just outside grumbling. We are locked outside. People that are supposed to be our lawmakers. So this is the point, and this is the regime that Nigeria has seen over the years. And this is why I keep saying, for us to have a better Nigeria, we must change these things. For instance, the executive arm of government, the judicial arm of government, the legislative arm of government must be separated and they must be independent of each other. This is the only way that you can enjoy democracy. This is how it is in other places. You have to fight to have majority votes. You have to fight to have majority of the ministers. You have to fight to have more influence. For you to have more influence means you have more House of Rep members to decide on some vital issues. Even we don't even see them passing laws. We don't even see them doing anything. We don't see them modifying laws. They don't even do anything. They just go there and party like a Dino Melaye. This is the situation in Nigeria. You see our senators wearing Versace, wearing all kind of clothes from all over the world, when they cannot even promote their locally made goods or their locally made fashion. So we have a very, very, very serious problem. And these things are things that we must take to heart. These are serious issues, because one thing that I also believe, for terrorism to thrive in any state in particular, forget about the president or whatsoever, for terrorism to thrive in any state in particular, you also have to take a look properly at the elders, the politicians in that state. Also, it is also important because if I'm the governor of a state and terrorism is thriving in my state, which means I may have a hand in it. You cannot tell me that you are a governor and you cannot protect your citizens if you do not know what is happening. Then you have to call the president and make sure, if it is above your power, you have to call the president and make sure that the president or whoever is in charge intervenes by all means to secure your citizens. But unfortunately, in a country like Nigeria, everything is one sided. So it was important to also talk about this. If you are live, please, you can leave your comment. If you have opinions, you can let us hear it. Even if you do not want to come online, you can leave your comment in the comment sections. You can ask questions and so on and so forth. Please also share this video, like, comment, and let us know what you think and what your opinion is about our great country, Nigeria. Because the quest to change things in Nigeria is the most important quest that we should seek right now. Because we have a country where someone was even telling me today how unclean the water they are drinking is. You know, water that is even supposed to be everywhere, that people are supposed to have as they like, or that is supposed to be the cheapest commodity. Because if you come to a developed country, just like Italy, water is very cheap. Water is very cheap. It's even cheapest, let me put it that way. Because take for instance, you can buy about 12 liters of water for less than €2. I'm talking about 12 liters, as in bottled water, the one that we buy exorbitantly in Nigeria. 12 liters of water for less than €2. Clean water, bottled water. Because in most cases here, they will even tell you that don't drink from the tap water. Depends on the area where you are living. They'll tell you that the water is not good, it's not portable. It's not portable. It's not good for consumption. But you don't feel it, because if you go to the supermarket with €1 and €1, you buy a lot of water. Whereas in Nigeria, the reverse is the case. The same way food is very cheap here. Depends. You decide. If you want fish of €1, you will get. But you can say because of your class or your taste or how good you want your fish or the type of fish you like, then you can buy the one of €10. I'm not talking about quantity. They could be of the same quantity, but you have one of €1 and the other one for €10. Depends on the fish, for instance. The same thing as meat. Then, if we talk about chicken, it's basically almost the same thing. With like €1, €1.50, you can buy a full chicken. Because they made the things that are essential to human beings the cheapest. And that is how you fight poverty. At least when people can eat and drink water, the next thing they will be thinking of is roof over their head. And ordinarily, it is difficult for everyone, even here in Europe, but there are government houses, there are structures built by the government for those that may not be able to pay 500, 600, €700 per apartment at the end of the month. So if you make the application, when it comes to your turn, they can give you an apartment that normally you will rent for €700 or €800 for just €100. So if that is what you want, you can also push for it. Push for it, yeah. Then someone was also telling me even the groundnut oil, coconut oil that normally you buy in Nigeria, they even take it somewhere and later mix it with some waste. No, if not even the main engine oil, because the engine oil is also expensive. So they mix coconut oil or groundnut oil with engine oil that is supposed to be thrown away in Nigeria. And they sell it for people to consume. Why? Because nobody is controlling those things. But maybe in developed countries, if you are selling anything that is edible, they are always there to control the quality of the things that you are selling. You may be selling shoes, clothes, wristwatches, phones, televisions, other things. You may not see inspectors even in a period of 5 years, for instance. But once you are selling food, they are constantly there to check what you are giving people to eat. So in another discussion, we'll be talking about this. Let's just try to focus on the issue of the police force. Now, these people will come, they will kill, and they will go. Just like that. Nobody will even stop them on the way. The same way we heard that they kidnapped the Chibok girls, took them through one road. The same way we heard that they kidnapped some people in the train. They will just do it, they will go. But as an ordinary citizen, if you are driving along the road, you'll be stopped by the police. But these people, when they come, they will kidnap, go. Nobody will even stop them. When they come, they will kill, go. Nobody will stop them. So this is the problem of Nigeria. And these are the things that we need to really, really, really work on. Really, really work on. So I just quickly want to touch on this issue so that we can also reflect on it. So there is no need for you, a leader, or a presidential candidate, or a president-elect, or whosoever, to come out and be pretending to be mourning or pretending to commiserate with victims of terrorist attack, when you know that you guys have failed to do the things that you are supposed to do. When you know that the system is programmed to favor only you and your family members. So there is no need coming out to tell us sorry. All you need to do is to put things right. So this is my point this evening. So we'll see again. It's past 11 now. If there is any need, maybe we'll see later or we'll see again tomorrow. But however it is, please, if you have any questions, you can still leave it after this video. If you have any contributions or you want to share the video, please share, like, comment, and let people always see our videos so that they can join us in the conversations. Currently, we are into some projects in Nigeria. We'll try to concentrate more on the rural areas so that we can reach more people that are in need. We can also know what they are passing through, and we can also hear from them, because contrary to what we think most times when they campaign, I build Lagos, but in Lagos, people are still living in shack houses. People are still living in houses that are built with bamboo, with plywood. Man, can you imagine that? In Lagos, more than 80% of the citizens are still using latrine outside toilets. More than 80% of the citizens do not have water inside their homes. And then one person will just be saying, I build Lagos, I build Lagos, I build Lagos. People still go to fetch water for inside Lagos there. Go to find where fetch water. In rural areas, people are still going to the stream. They don't even have lights. Thank God for generator. Because it's part of the reason why they don't want to put the epileptic power in order. They keep on telling you that they will give you light, but they don't do it because the generator business, maybe they are the one benefiting from it. In Nigeria, generator, car, you see some people having 10 cars in their homes. They'll fill it with fuel. Then at the end of the day, one person that has only one car will go and queue in the filling station to buy fuel. You won't see fuel. The same time, one person will have 2 or 3 generators in one house. Fill it with fuel. Everything is just crazy. This is just the truth. So until we begin to change these things little by little, imagine a country where people cannot get good water to drink. People cannot get good water to drink. At least that one is one of the worst things that can ever happen. Where people cannot have toilets inside their house. We're even talking of toilet. Many of us will still bathe outside our homes. The bathroom is built somehow and is outside your house, even if you have to take your bath 1 o'clock, 1 a.m., late night, you have to go outside. If you want to poo, even if it is 2 a.m., you have to run to the latrine outside. So basically, already they tell you that more than 50% of Nigerians are living below poverty line, but it's not 50%, over 50%. And we are talking about a minimum of 80%, not to exaggerate, that cannot access water in their homes. And water is a life's necessity. We can live without electricity, but we cannot live without water. Yet a government will not think of it. You don't even hear them campaigning about water. They don't talk about water. They just tell you about road. Then they tell you about bridge. Then they tell you about health care, because they feel these are the things that people want to hear. But if you cannot resolve the little things, how can you do the big, let's put it that way, the big things? Because they don't want to do all these things. They are just taking us for a ride. So this is why we all need to come together, share our ideas, share our opinions toward a better nation. So I'll see you again later or tomorrow. Share this video, like, comment your opinions, and we'll be live with you again. Very soon we are going to be doing 1 or 2 giveaway to our fans, our followers, and so on. Stay tuned. Follow everything that we are doing, and many of you will get prizes any moment from now. God bless you. Bye for now.